On the day Lucas proposed to me, I saw him holding Jessie, a tenderness I'd never seen him show before. I didn't want to condemn him outright, but reality slapped me hard, leaving me utterly heartbroken. Fine. He's just a man. What's the big deal? Consider my 4 years wasted on a dog. After that, I agreed to the blind dates arranged by my parents. Later, at my engagement party, he was stopped by security outside, crying and repenting, while I, wearing the only custom-designed gown of its kind in the world, walked towards the billionaire who was mine alone. I'm Natalie, and today, my boyfriend of 4 years proposed. We started dating in sophomore year of college. Before that, I pursued him for 6 months before he finally agreed. He was well known on campus. I heard that in high school, top universities were competing for him, but he chose Northwood University, which was ranked 5th overall. His legend continued at this university. At a school event, I finally saw him in person. Oh my God! His face was exactly my type. That's right, I was initially interested in him because of that face. Clean cut, handsome features, thick eyebrows, a well-shaped nose. That was exactly the type of guy I liked. The way he pursed his lips while thinking completely captivated me. I was hooked. To show my dedication to this handsome guy, I spent 2 or 3 months getting closer to him, getting to know him, slowly integrating into his life, carefully expressing my feelings, and then pursuing him. Even if he rejected me, I'd still find ways to be kind to him subtly, telling myself that if he rejected me again, I'd really give up. I didn't expect that in sophomore year, he finally agreed to be with me. That night, I was so excited I couldn't sleep, and the next day I went to class with dark circles under my eyes. He, on the other hand, seemed much calmer. He was a physics major, and I was in finance, so we usually didn't see each other in class. But ever since I started pursuing him, I brought him breakfast every day. Seeing how calm he was, I felt like he wasn't that enthusiastic. But for the next 3 years, our relationship was very stable. We were even called a model couple. He never argued with me. Even when I sometimes got emotional or moody, he never got angry. He would just quietly wait for me to finish expressing myself, then say a few words to comfort me. Thinking back on our 4 years together, I truly felt he would make a great husband. But I'm the girl, so I wanted him to propose first. Perhaps it was mutual understanding. Just when I was thinking about marriage, he proposed. The romantic theme restaurant was our regular spot. I arrived for our date as usual. Pushing open the door to the private dining room, I saw a heart made of flower petals in the center. The room was filled with colorful balloons, and there was a heart outlined by candles on the floor. It was a little cliché, but I was touched. He walked in from outside, holding a large bouquet of roses, knelt in front of me, and opened a ring box. Natalie, will you marry me? Compared to my teary eyes, he was much calmer, but I still sensed his nervousness. Smiling, I held out my hand, yes. In that moment, I saw everyone in the restaurant applauding. The ring was on my finger, and I stood arm in arm with him, smiling happily. Natalie, wait for me for a moment. I'll take you somewhere later. I heard his phone ring. I nodded generously and watched him take his phone and go to the restroom. At a time like this, of course, I wanted my best friends to witness it. So I happily sent a message in our group chat and even took a photo of the ring to share there. Luna, OMG. Natalie, what's going on? Rose? Natalie, did he propose? Is it Lucas? You were just thinking about getting married a few days ago, and he proposed today? That's so sudden, I'm totally jealous. After seeing my message, they quickly asked me to share my location. I waited outside for a while, but Lucas still hadn't returned. So I went back to the private dining room. I didn't expect my childhood friends to arrive before him. But when they saw the setup in the private dining room, they were visibly surprised. After seeing it, Jackson couldn't help but say, seriously, you've been together for 4 or 5 years. Doesn't he know you don't like red roses? He's Rose's cousin and one of my childhood friends. We grew up together. Their reaction when they first came in was because they all knew I didn't like red roses or baby's breath. The atmosphere suddenly turned awkward. I put down the bouquet I was holding. It's not a big deal. Besides, proposals usually use roses. It's normal for him to think that. I'll go look for him. You guys sit down first. I left the room. I had wanted them to witness my happiness, but instead, it turned awkward. I walked towards the restroom area, but when I got there, I saw a under maintenance sign next to the men's room. Then he must have gone to the patio. The patio was a special feature of this restaurant. From there, you could see the entire city's skyline at night, but you couldn't see inside from the outside. I walked over and saw a couple embracing in the distance. I thought I might be interrupting them, but when I got closer, I saw it was my boyfriend. Seeing the scene, I felt my world collapse. Two sides of me started fighting. One wanted me to go up and confront the jerk, the other told me it might just be a misunderstanding. I hid to the side, making sure they couldn't see me, but I could hear them talking. "Lucas, I heard you proposed to Natalie. Is that true?" Lucas was silent. "But I'm the one you love. You're just using her for her family's power and putting on a show. Why did you propose?" "Why?" I couldn't listen anymore. Tears streamed down my face, and I could barely stand. Jesse pushed Lucas away and started hitting him. Lucas began gently comforting Jesse with a tone and attitude I had never seen before. I sank to the ground. Just then, Luna came looking for me with my phone. She immediately saw the two of them. Unlike me, who wanted to hide, she charged straight at them, grabbed Jesse, and slapped her. "Who the hell are you, you bitch? Don't you know he has a girlfriend?" Then, before they could even react, she slapped Lucas as well. Jessie immediately covered her face and threw herself into Lucas's arms. Luna tried to hit her again, but Lucas stopped her. "Perfect, Lucas. Did you forget you just proposed to Natalie? I'll explain it to her myself. It has nothing to do with you." Luna had come out to use the restroom and seen the scene. She was so angry she was shaking, pointing at Lucas, speechless. I stepped out from the corner, went over, and pulled Luna away. "Let's go. Let's just pretend today was a joke. Lucas, we're done. There's nothing between us anymore." I took off the ring and threw it at Lucas's feet. He never let go of Jesse the entire time. Luna looked at me anxiously, afraid I would break down. But I didn't. I was unnaturally calm. I didn't even cry. But as soon as we stepped off the patio, my legs gave out and everything went black. Natalie. I don't know what happened next. I just woke up in my bed at home with Dad and Mom and some other friends around me. "Why are you all here?" "Dad, why aren't you at the office?" Mom wiped away her tears, her face full of concern. Dad held back whatever he wanted to say and just said, "My poor daughter. No matter what happens, your mom and I are here for you." "Dad and Mom, I'm really fine. I've accepted it. It's better to see someone like him, who's just after our family's money, for who he is sooner rather than later." I smiled and tried to comfort Dad and Mom, but Mom started crying even harder. So then it turned into all of us trying to comfort Mom. Lucas had come over then too. When he saw I'd fainted, he tried to hold me, but Luna blocked him. Jackson ended up carrying me to the hospital. Luckily, it was nothing serious. After they left, I started going through the memories of my years with Lucas. Only when I went through them did I realize how pitifully few they were. A wave of sadness washed over me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I hugged a stuffed animal he had given me and cried uncontrollably. I stayed home and rested for a full 2 weeks before going back to work. I'm an only child, but Dad and Mom always respected my wishes. Even though I liked fashion design, they didn't object. So after graduation, Rose and I opened a studio together. I chose to locate the studio in the tallest office building downtown. I liked the feeling of sitting in the office and looking out over the city. After I started working again, Rose also didn't dare bring up the subject. Speaking of which, Lucas hadn't contacted me for those 2 weeks either. Right, I had blocked all his contact information anyway, so even if he wanted to, he couldn't reach me. Maybe I was afraid he really wouldn't contact me, and blocking him was a bit of self-deception. I inwardly mocked myself for having such a pathetic thought and threw myself into work even more. Actually, it wasn't just Rose. Everyone around me kept asking if I had really forgotten about Lucas. I finally accepted the blind dates arranged by my parents. If I hadn't been with Lucas, I probably would have been set up for marriage much earlier. When my friends found out I was going on blind dates, they were shocked. But they seemed to approve of my decision. Jackson was quick to recommend several eligible guys. Looking at their young faces, I felt like it wasn't right. They were too young. Seeing my reluctance to date, they always introduced me to handsome guys at subsequent dinners or gatherings. This was the 9th blind date Dad and Mom had arranged for me. I was tired of it, but since I was the one who brought up the idea of blind dates in the first place, I had to grit my teeth and keep going. I had decided that if this one didn't work out, I'd give up. Mom told me that today's date was a successful professional who studied abroad. His family is significantly wealthier than mine, but he built his own successful career overseas through his own efforts. And he was only 5 years older than me. He wasn't planning on leaving the country again after coming back this time. I was a little curious about what kind of person he was. Even my dad was very impressed. They say the spark of love starts with curiosity. I think I understood that point. Originally, I was going into this for his talent, but I didn't expect to be immediately drawn to his handsome face the moment I saw him. It's no exaggeration to say he was definitely 3 times better looking than Lucas. In my mind, he was a perfect 10. And now he was sitting across from me. I felt myself starting to fall again. But I couldn't show it. I took a sip of water to steady my nerves and started the conversation without showing any emotion. Hi, I'm Natalie. Hello, I'm Mark. Mark? Mark. You're Mark. What surprised? Of course I was surprised. I knew Mark. I'd met him when we were kids, but he didn't look like this back then. Could someone really change this much? I heard you've been living abroad. Don't worry, it wasn't Thailand, and I didn't have plastic surgery. Miss Natalie, do you have some kind of misunderstanding about me? Okay, and his personality was different too. So, it wasn't out of the question that it was just someone with the same name. You're not mistaken, it's me. I suspected he had mind reading. I could tell from your expression, he said. I didn't expect my blind date today to be you either. You haven't changed much, still the same as ever. But I think you've changed even more. When I first went abroad, I wasn't used to anything. I probably lost a lot of weight back then. His voice was pleasant too, but I had to admit, it was definitely a major plus. But with your perfect academic background now, I bet you have plenty of girls pursuing you, right? He held his knife and fork, his long, slender fingers were very attractive. I couldn't help but sigh inwardly. How could someone have such a perfect appearance? Same goes for you, he said, raising an eyebrow as he looked at me. I felt my face flush. Okay, let's not talk about that. I heard from my mom that you'll be developing your career domestically from now on. Yeah, I'm not leaving anymore. I think it's time to settle down. When he said that, he was looking at me. Meeting his gaze, I felt a flutter in my heart. Not fear, but excitement. It was a feeling I had only experienced with Lucas before. Okay, good. I didn't know what else to say. What about you? Why are you going on blind dates? How could I possibly say it was because of a failed relationship? He saw my hesitation and didn't press the topic. I actually enjoyed the meal. Let me walk you back. Okay. He walked me to my door and we exchanged contact information. After I got home, I calmed down and told my mom about today. She was a little surprised too. Oh, it was him. I remember you two playing together when you were kids. Yeah, who would have thought he'd changed so much? He used to be a little chubby kid. Now he really looks like a leading man. Mom chuckled and lightly poked my forehead. Why are you talking about him like that? Back in my bedroom, I thought about Mark again. All I could do was marvel. Look at him at 28 and then look at me. Wait, I'm not 28 yet. Maybe by the time I'm 28, I'll be a world-renowned designer or a billionaire myself. But soon, my good mood was shattered. A strange social media account added me. The profile picture was a girl. Without hesitation, I clicked accept. Hello, Miss Natalie. I'm Jessie. I'd like to talk to you. Lucas and I have known each other for many years. I can explain what happened that day. We have no relationship, and I don't need your explanation. I was just about to block her when I didn't expect her to actually call. I don't have time to listen to your excuses. Stay away from me, got it? I'm sorry, Natalie. He and I are really just friends. It's not what you think. To show my sincerity, let me treat you to dinner, Natalie. I can definitely explain everything. Get lost. I don't need your explanation. Don't make me say something worse. I really didn't know where Lucas met a woman like this. Do men really fall for women who are so clingy? I didn't want to deal with them. I had plans to have dinner with Luna and the others. Just as I was leaving the gated community, I saw Lucas standing outside. Seeing my car pull out, he quickly ran over and blocked the way. Move. I rolled down the window, speaking to him without any politeness. Natalie, can we please talk? It's really not what you saw. I scoffed. Are you going to deny you two were holding each other? Are you going to deny you protected her, comforted her? Do I need to show you the surveillance footage before you'll admit it? The cars behind me were honking. I put on my sunglasses, started the car, and drove away without looking back. After driving for a bit, I pulled over, closed my eyes, and took a few moments to compose myself. Natalie, are you okay? I looked out the car window. It was Mark. Why was he here? I'm fine. What are you doing here? I saw your car parked up ahead when I came out of my place just now. Was that your ex-boyfriend just now? You live here too? Sitting in the car, I felt like I had to look up at him, which made me uncomfortable. I just got out and stood next to him. Much better. Yeah. Is that weird? No, just asking. Well, I should get going. Talk to you later. Wait. I just helped you out. Don't you think you should buy me dinner? I was stunned. Just like that, he wanted me to buy him dinner? And was this something a billionaire would even care about? You're a big shot. Do you really need me to buy you dinner? I just got back to the country, and I'm not familiar with things yet. Why don't you show me around? Sorry, I don't have time. Maybe another time when I'm free. I have to get to work. See you around. I got in the car and hit the gas in one smooth motion. If his face hadn't been so good-looking, I wouldn't have wasted that much time talking to him. Things were pretty busy lately. I was participating in an international fashion design competition that was highly competitive. If I could make a name for myself in this competition, I'd be one step closer to my dream. Fortunately, I had already drawn a few sketches a while ago. It was just that things had been too hectic recently, and I hadn't finalized them yet. These sketches were mostly for luxurious gowns, but the one I was most satisfied with was the wedding dress design. Originally, I intended to design it for my own wedding with a matching suit for the groom. What a shame. Now I only had the wedding dress. After thinking about it, I decided to enter the competition with a different evening gown design instead. I still wanted to keep the wedding dress for myself. Men? I could always find another one. I couldn't let that one person make me give up everything related to it. I wasn't that blinded by love. In the afternoon, I got a phone call from my mom saying they had guests visiting today and wanted me to come home early. Her tone sounded quite formal. That made me curious. Usually, a formal visit like this would be business associates. But Mom asking me to come back so solemnly today left me a bit confused. Never mind. I'll go back and see. Anyway, this whole big family business will be mine eventually. The troubles of the wealthy. Before I even reached the living room, I heard Mom's happy laughter. That made me even more curious. I quickly changed my shoes and went inside. It was Mark. Mom, I'm home. I could probably guess what Mom was thinking. She had stopped pushing me to get married, but Mark was such a good catch, she wanted to see if he could help me move on. Well, Mark is here visiting today, Mom said. I thought you young people would have more to talk about, so I asked you to come back. That way, Mark wouldn't feel awkward with just me here. Mark was sitting quietly on the other sofa, politely smiling. No wonder Mom looked so happy. Oh, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Mrs. Natalie's mother's last name. I actually ran into Natalie this morning. We said we'd grab dinner sometime soon, but I didn't expect to see her again so quickly. Mom said she'd go check on something in the kitchen and left, leaving just Mark and me staring awkwardly at each other. Well, I'll just go upstairs and change into some casual clothes. Make yourself comfortable. With that, I rushed upstairs and closed the door to calm down. From my experience, Mark wasn't here for just a casual visit, and his attitude towards me was like that of a very familiar friend, the kind where there's no sense of distance. I carefully sifted through my memories of him. When I was little, in kindergarten, I wandered off playing and found Mark cornered and being bullied. He was a 4th grader, and he was being bullied by a few 2nd or 3rd graders. I was standing around the corner at the time and just yelled, "The teacher's coming," and those kids ran off. Mark got up from the ground and brushed the dirt off his clothes. But he noticed me around the corner. He said thank you and left. I ran into him a few more times in the neighborhood later, learned his name, and he even came over to my house a couple of times. After that, I started playing with Luna and my other friends, and I only saw him occasionally. A few years later, his family moved away, and we didn't see each other anymore. But I had a pretty strong impression of him. Thinking about it that way, we really weren't that close. I changed into some casual clothes and went downstairs. Dad would probably be home soon. At the dinner table, Dad and Mark talked about work. I had to admit, he was a truly impressive person. He had a unique perspective on things, always able to see through appearances to the core of a problem. He was very sharp. After dinner, I walked him out and we talked for a bit. "Why did you come over so suddenly today?" He was silent for a moment before speaking. "There was something I wanted to talk to you about in person, but I was afraid you wouldn't agree if I asked you out, so I took the liberty of dropping by. Just tell me what it is." He stopped walking, turned to face me, his expression very serious. "About our blind date the other day, I think we could develop things further. I wanted to ask what you thought." He seemed to understand my confusion. I felt it was more proper to say this in person. I could tell he was a very serious person and very considerate in how he did things. Honestly, I was quite satisfied with him. So, why not give it a try? Right now, I wasn't really interested in relationships, but this person was genuinely decent. There was no harm in trying. "That's fine. I'll make sure you're satisfied." I still asked the question on my mind, "Why do you think I'm suitable?" "You're very attractive and excellent. And of course, we're well matched." His own background and achievements were much better than mine. I really couldn't compare to him at that point. After seeing Mark off, I started preparing my entry for the competition. But that night, no matter what I drew, I wasn't satisfied. I threw failed sketches all over the floor. I decided to put down my pen and lie down for a bit to rest, and asked the housekeeper to clean up the discarded sketches. Over the next month or so, Mark and I went out for dinner a few times and got along well. Recently, inspiration struck. I pulled an all-nighter to refine my designs, then took photos and uploaded to the contest website, framed and mailed them, and started waiting for the results. Another month passed. I worked while waiting for the results, and when I had free time, I went on dates with Mark. 2 weeks ago, we made it official, and now he was my boyfriend. "I'm so jealous of your face. How can anyone be this good-looking?" Mark caught the hand I was using to pinch his cheek. "Won't you feel bad if you bruise it?" "Oh my God." He was being sweet. I couldn't handle it. I jumped into his arms, kissed him hard on the cheek, and then playfully bit him. "Take that for being so charming." His deep, resonant voice, unique to men, rumbled next to my ear, warm and making my face red. He was intoxicating. This wasn't how a billionaire was supposed to act. An untimely phone call rang. "Check the news. The competition results are out, and as soon as they were released, someone on social media is accusing you of plagiarism." I slowly opened my social media account. Sure enough, it was already trending online. I took a look. It was a post by someone on social media claiming my winning design copied hers. In a post on her social media account from a month and a half ago, there was a post with a few design sketches. She didn't have any followers, but when she saw that the winning design in this competition was her design, she knew someone had copied her. Mark saw it too, but he trusted me completely. Do you know who it is? I have an idea. Not many people would target me with such a pathetic tactic. I scrolled through that social media account, feeling completely unconcerned. I wanted to wait for things to get a little more serious, anticipating the climax of this little drama. Soon, people online were demanding I apologize. Even a few more sensible comments were buried, and many people tagged the competition organizers. Heh, truly foolish. They didn't even stop to think. How could the organizers of such an international competition possibly let a plagiarized work make it into the competition? Watching the controversy spreading online, I calmly reassured my family and friends and told them what was really going on. That put everyone at ease. When the time was right, I first posted the judging criteria and their anti-plagiarism rules. As expected, by this time my identity was quickly revealed online. I ignored these comments. After letting it simmer for a while longer, I posted a few more sketches, which were clearly even rougher than the ones on that person's social media account. Over the next few days, I would release some evidence every 24 hours. Public opinion online started to shift, but there were still people who didn't believe me. That's because she posted on her social media account again today, saying she didn't want to pursue responsibility and that as long as her work was recognized by everyone, she didn't care who got the credit. I almost died laughing. The nerve! Later, the organizers also called to ask if I needed their help proving it. I posted the last bit of evidence along with the organizer's statement. The final piece of evidence on the last day was a video of me completing the design from start to finish. The initial recording date was more than 2 months before hers. The tables turned. 3 days later, that person's social media account was deleted, and she disappeared online. But I dug up her identity and put it out there for everyone to see. Since she was also a design major, many people speculated she did it out of jealousy or to chase clout. Less than 2 hours later, I received a call from an unknown number. "Natalie, it's me. Can you please take down the posts online? Jessie already has depression, and now she's being cyberbullied. She's in the hospital." So, it wasn't that he couldn't contact me, he just didn't want to. Now he was begging me for another woman. Why didn't he think about me being cyberbullied when she falsely accused me? I know you're angry, but she and I really have nothing going on. Give me another chance. Can we get back together? Lucas, I don't want you anymore. You mean nothing to me now. You have no right to make demands or talk about getting back together. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone call. I didn't want to hear any more of his nonsense, so I hung up. I saw the video Luna sent me of Jessie apologizing. She had a bandage wrapped around her wrist. I gave a dismissive laugh. A pathetic act. I didn't have time for their nonsense. I decided to take Jessie to court. I didn't expect her to have the nerve to come to my neighborhood and make a scene outside my house. When I went out, she was kneeling outside. Her thin clothes made her look pitiful, just like she did that day hiding in Lucas's arms. Natalie, I'm sorry. I did something wrong. Please, I hope you can forgive me. If you agree not to sue me, I'll do anything. Please, I haven't graduated yet. Please just let me off. I had forgotten. She had taken a year off because of depression and could only graduate this year. Too bad she chose the wrong place to do this. I remember for 2 whole weeks, you didn't show any sign of remorse. Jessie, what do you think you are to me? And Lucas? What does he even matter? Anything I gave him, I can take back. Do you see anyone here watching your little act? You've come to the wrong place. Seeing my firm attitude, she stopped pretending and stood up. You're the one who stole him away from me. If your family wasn't rich, how could you have taken him? So what? If you knew that, why were you still involved with him? As she spoke, she suddenly started laughing, and it was a little frightening. Natalie, you think Lucas had feelings for you? No way. He was just using you, she said. I thought she was just crazy. I used to believe everything she said, but now I wasn't hurt anymore. Just wait for court. After that, I'm not interested in anything about them. After the court hearing, Jessie was sentenced to 2 years, suspended for 1 year, for infringement of intellectual property and defamation. She was also ordered to pay me $100,000 in damages for emotional distress, and the school expelled her. Later, Lucas was also fired from his company because of this incident. Honestly, with his capability, getting into a good company or starting his own business wouldn't have been difficult at all. He didn't need to use me. The last time I saw him was when Mark and I were leaving the bridal shop. Seeing Mark and I arm in arm, looking close, he lunged at us like a madman. Mark reacted quickly, blocking him and helping me step back a few paces. I'm sorry, Natalie, I know I messed up. Please forgive me, okay? That time, I was just trying to clear things up with her. I've fallen in love with you. Please just look at me again, okay? Natalie, I truly love you. I just wanted to clear things up with her and then be completely with you. I don't want to lose you, Natalie. We're getting engaged. Jessie ended up serving only 6 months in jail. She tried to contact me, but I didn't see her. I never want to see her again in my life.